Good morning. I am going to be talking with you today about critical and analytical writing and how this differs from descriptive writing. To access higher grades on your essays, you need to be looking at how analytical and how critical your writing is. So consider these points. First of all, a descriptive writer will state what happens, whereas when you're writing critically, you will identify the significance of that occasion. Consider that. A descriptive writing will be stating what something is like. I want you to move on from that and evaluate it. Judge the value, the strengths, and the weaknesses of the point that you are making. Try not to give the story so far. Try to weigh one piece of information up against another piece of information. Why does this information have more value than the other? Why is it more credible? So consider the credibility of the information that you have drawn. Try not to state the order in which things happened, rather try to make reasoned judgments. Why did that happen? So make a reasoned judgment. Try not to say how to do something. Try to therefore argue a case according to the evidence that you've had. You've read a piece of work that states that this is good practice, therefore this is why you consider it should be implemented. Argue a case according to the evidence that is in front of you. Rather than explaining what a theory says, try to show why something is relevant, or why is that theory suitable to the scenario that you are describing. So therefore consider why is something relevant and why is it suitable. Try not to explain how something works. Indicate why something will work. Indicate why that theoretical framework works best. Indicate why that method is preferred over another. Try to do that via evidence that you have gathered. Rather than noting the method that has been used, try to indicate whether that method, that technique, that theoretical framework, that lens is appropriate or suitable to your essay. Rather than stating when something has occurred, identify why the timing is important in terms of your coaching or teaching practice. Why is the timing of that relevant? What is the relevancy to it in terms of sociology or psychology? Why is the timing of that occurring important to the essay that you're writing? Rather than just simply stating the different components of your idea or stating different components of the argument, try to weigh up the importance of these component parts. Therefore, if you have an argument that you're trying to state, what is the most central theme to it? And what are peripheral themes? Indicate, therefore, the importance of these components parts in terms of your practice. Think about what are the key elements within and why is that component important? Why do we have to include that? Rather than stating options, give reasons for the selections of each options. Therefore, there should be a rationale for the option that you have chosen. If you have chosen a model, what is the rationale behind that? Give reasoning for the selection of your practice, your model, your theoretical framework. Try not to list details. Rather than do that, move on towards evaluating the significance or the relative significance of that detail to the argument as a whole. Evaluate the relative significance. Rather than going through an essay like a scattergun, listing in any order, try to structure the information that you are given in order of importance. So you might start off with, this is the key component, this is the key theme, this is the key argument, and then move on to the order of importance, so move on to the next key point, and then move downwards towards those peripheral points. When you have links, try not to simply state a link between an item. Try to demonstrate and show in your argument the relevance of these links between pieces of information. Why this happening at this point in time is relevant. Why is it important to move from here onto this point? So what is the relevance of links between each piece of information? How does that build a whole picture? And lastly, when you come to your final paragraph and you have your conclusion, try not to just give information and repeat what you've written above. Try to draw conclusions. So you are trying to pull out the key themes. What are your key learnings? What are your key ideas? How do you succinctly place in what you have learned throughout this essay? So draw conclusions on each of the theories that you've discussed, draw conclusions on the actions that you've taken, draw conclusions on and give value to what you have discussed in your essay. I really hope this helps for you.